But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Oh, hey guys. Just looking at Sherry's comment there. Hers is 60-year-old, 29 in reality, but she's calling herself 60. Pretty much near. Might as well dig your grave now, I think, eh? Probably shouldn't have said that in the first 10 seconds of the live, eh? There's YouTube. Oh, wrong word. Anyways, you're welcome, Sherry. Adam's going to share his face in a minute. What you do? Oh, there. You scare me. I just, as I lean forward, then you turn on your thing. Anyways, hello, you guys. You guys, you know that this is just kind of a YOLO live. I was like, well, actually, I was doing a few videos on Lucy Letby today, and that stirred me up, to be honest with you. But anyways, hey, Adam.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Just gonna let you host the rest of the show now. I'm just here for looks, and that's it. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to talk about obviously the Gilgo, the police chief that was arrested, and I guess they're searching the BTK's backyard, and again, like yeah, crazy, eh? So
Really? I hadn't heard
yeah,
that.
yeah. I seen it. I think on Brian Enton, like somebody did a post, and then I seen it, and I was
With
like,
BTK?
yeah, to do with like I think Oklahoma. I haven't actually read it yet. Sometimes I just like to do things organically. I seen it, and then I was like, we'll talk about that a little bit as well. There's a few things going on actually. Um,
Yeah.
but anyway, let's do our hellos first. And hello. Okay, let's go. No, just kidding.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah. Most importantly, StreamYard's in the house. Um, it's a crime and shame. Aspen Connor. Sharon Parker's here. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Crafty One. How are you? Helen. Um, let's see. Good day, Sunny Adam Mods in chat. And everyone is doing well today. It's hump day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I asked my husband, did I get, and I'm like, no, I didn't get. Okay, just so you know that. All I ever think about whenever I think about Wednesday and Hump Day, I think about the worm and the French fry. It was the darn cutest little thing I ever did remember. Like that's from like 20 something years ago. Never forget that French fry with that worm. Funniest little meme thing ever. Maybe it wasn't that long ago, but it was definitely quite a few years back. But it's that one thing that made me laugh so hard when I saw it. There's Cali girl. Oops, throughs in the house. Oops, Mustang. Did I even say hi? Hi to Helen. And let's see. And Sherry's in the house. I think she's too old. She's probably gonna fall asleep during the live. It's an age thing. I'm getting there. Not quite there yet. I got about 6 more years to go there, Sherry. Then I'll be on your level, but then you'll be a higher level again. And hey, Fibro, how are you? And who else? Shelly's in the house. Hey, Shelly. Diana. Hi, Diana. Hello, everyone. I'll mostly be listening, but wanted to say hi. I hope is all is well and staying cool. That's just her way of saying that she's going to be sitting on the toilet listening to us, and that she can't really message to us. I think that's what Diana's trying to say there. Let's see here. Michelle Obama's in the house. That's don't you think that whenever you see her name? Michelle
Right.
Gen C's in the house. Who else we got? I think that's it. Yeah. On there. Yeah, I was living the dream. I was like today I was like my husband came, gave me a kiss, and as he left for work. And I'm like, where am I? I don't like I was after I fell asleep listening to some I've been watching a bunch of prison videos lately. So I fell asleep to that. Next thing I know, husband comes in and I'm like, gives me a kiss, and I'm like, wait, what? Like I literally was so out of it or something. And I think honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I think my diabetic levels are pretty high. I have not been so good. Like I haven't yeah, like I just haven't been good. So I keep feeling very groggy and foggy in the head lately. And I literally have no motivation to get out of bed. My best work is always done at nighttime. I'm a total night owl by nature. And so, but lately, this last 23 days, honestly, it's like, oh, I should get up. Smith, forget that. Oh, I'm just gonna stay here. And then I'll call husband. I'll be like, hey husband, how are you? Like at work. And he's like, what you doing? And I'm just like, shit, holding the bed down like last yesterday and the day before. Then I get up, go back to bed. It's not like I go back to bed. Well, sometimes I do. It's like I'm in bed, but I'm listening to videos, you know. And lately, it's been prisons as well in the system, and that's why I was so offended when I realized that that was Lucy Letby's like bedroom style that they are given. And they have a store that they can buy brand name clothes. What the heck, right? I can see it caused a little controversy over there in the UK because some people are like, well, that's just the way our prisons is. Okay. Um, and just for the sake of it, I'm going to pull one in a second here. I'm going to, okay, we can't forget about this guy with the Rachel Morin case. Can't
Right.
forget about him. But I
Right.
just want to, go ahead.
And that update that that Hartford County Police gave, is it Hartford? Yeah.
Yeah,
About
Hartford.
how they that they don't know where this guy is, and that they think that he could easily do this again.
Yeah,
I saw that
yeah.
this morning.
Yeah, which that came out a few days ago, to be honest with you. Um, so let me just bring this in here. Uh, okay. All right. So this is what a room looks like in her um in the maximum prison, like the bedroom. I'm sorry. I've never seen one like that ever. Ever.
I can't believe they would have curtains like that. I mean,
I know.
I would think that would be a huge hazard as far as self harm.
Well, I mean, this is what they showed, what the rooms all basically the rooms look like, because she's obviously going to be in single confinement, but this is what their rooms like look like, and you can see that even by the outside. But i'm I'm so sorry. um if I ever killed, the homicides of six babies, hold on, seven
7.
babies, and six tried
So,
to, but then there's a
yeah.
couple more. I'm sorry. If I ever do a crime, I'm going to the UK to do it. I swear to God, so that I can live in something like that, because that's better than a homeless person ever has to be on. That makes you not, makes you want to commit a crime if you're homeless, just so that you can go in there. And then you have this library, this little area. Like, I, I believe in people being treated like humans. I do. But since when do someone that committed crimes deserve that style of living? I'm sorry. I believe in rehabilitation. And I believe that like I was showing in a video today, like, some of the jail cells, like some of the jails, like, even in watching, because I've watched the prison videos in the last like few days, like some of them are just gross and disgusting and horrific. And the way that some of the jail cells in the US and stuff like that, and other places around the world, but obviously the ones I'm typically watching are the ones that are in the United States. And some of them are really good, just looks wise, and other just disgusting, like shitholes. Now, I don't believe that anyone, no matter, I don't care what you did, should live in an absolute shithole and should live in this gross, disgusting quarters. But I thought that was a child's room when I first saw it. I thought it was a little kid's room until I read the
Right.
title. And then on top of that, okay, like they have a clothing store in the prison that they can buy brand name label clothing. I'm sorry, call me stupid, but I've never heard of this. Like,
Yeah.
I've never heard of this. A freaking brand label clothing line sitting in a prison Oh, can you imagine those people that can't afford it? Bet you they're getting their things stolen very fast if they're in general population of the prison. So, but I couldn't believe it. It's like, well, do you have a spa? You know, do you have a hair cutting salon? Well, they do obviously have hair cutting places, but
Right.
you know, it just seems absolutely ludicrous to me. That like I literally thought that this was a child's room.
Yeah.
But so I mean, again, each to their own how they do things, but I literally was in such shock when I realized that that was what a room looks like at maximum security prison. you
Right.
know like in the United Kingdom, like I said, a few subs dropped. It's almost like "Meh, meh, 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 well, this is the way that we do things over here." Well, nice treatment. I mean, I'd be pissed off if I knew that they were living in a better bedroom than I was living in. Like seriously, I don't know. But doesn't this look like a little kid's room? I thought it
Yeah.
was a little child's room.
It does.
You got your little cup, like there was some okay ones. I don't know. I just was pissed off when I saw that. I'm sitting there, really? Like I could see that like in low level security.
And I
In
did. I've toured some. I mean, I've been to, like, I toured in, it was an old prison, of course, in the UK, and it didn't look anything like this, but it was also closed down and old.
Yeah, it's the Queen's prison. That's what it is. Yeah. And I'm sure that there's other ones that don't look like this, but I mean, well, like I said, I don't know enough about the English prisons. I just know what you know. Someone said that they just put up a best picture, but no, I mean, I went and I googled it. I could see the bars on the back. It looks like a little cottagey type prison. That piece that they were showing in a sense, and I I don't know, like I believe in a really rehabilitation, and I believe in them having the ability. Okay, Lucy Letby, first of all, she'll never see the light of day. Rehabilitating her in whatever courses that she chooses to take, regardless, you know what, like I said, you're spending the rest of your life, unless she takes her own life, you can rot in double HEL hockey sticks. Like I just it doesn't seem like that fits what somebody should be living in that committed the crime to me. Now, that's just my own personal opinion, because honestly, I would want that. If I committed a crime, I'd be like, thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you. You know, now if you can just give me like my little swipe card so I can go sit there and in and out, take walks when I want, whatever. I
Right.
don't know. It just
Get
seems a little bit,
a day pass to the pool.
yeah, that's sorry, but that feels like something that would be low level security. It just looks very childish, to be honest with you, the whole thing, but I get it. Happy colors makes happy people. So we all obviously want all our, killers around the world to be happy, 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 happy. I don't know. I get it. Like, it's like I see both sides of it, but I
Right.
was really just shocked because I've never seen a prison look like that ever, like ever.
Right.
And so, but I get it, because there are people that are in those maximum securities that will get out one day, and I get it, happiness colors, it makes people happier. So that part I do believe in. I do believe in having more brighter, colorful things, because when you're living in a rotten, jail cell and stuff like that, your attitude's probably going to be rotten to go with it. And some people are just rotten in general. So I do believe colors and stuff help perk up somebody's, happiness level in a sense. And you do want people to be happy, because the videos that I watch, a lot of them, there's a lot of, you know,
Well,
it really becomes about the gangs and,
right.
the prisoners controlling the system and stuff.
And I think even the FBI back in the 60s or 70s, even or the 70s, even did a study in their behavioral science department, um, relating to colors that prisons should be painted in that are deemed calming or more relaxing, really
Yeah.
more in a way to keep the prisoners like more
Yeah.
subdued. I don't know how effective it was, um, but I do think that was an actual thing that they did here in the U.S.
You know, it's really hard because, we always know that whenever they know cameras are coming in, there's going to be a different portraying of how things are seem to be versus
Wait,
how things really are. What?
it kind of I was like when you said cameras coming in, it made me think this kind of looks like an IKEA prison cell.
Mm, yeah, that's a good word for it. An IKEA. Uh-huh. You're right. I don't know. Do you guys have them in the UK over there? Do they have them in the UK?
Yeah.
IKEAs?
Like when you
Yeah.
walk through the little model apartments, they have
Yeah,
at the
that's
IKEA store.
yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, if all prisons look like this, there'd be a lot more happier people in that prison. I'll tell you that much, in the United States over there. Our justice system is broken in Scotland. If you're under 25, I think unless it's unaliving someone, it's usually community service. Yeah, I mean, the justice system I think is broke anywhere, but that's a topic that you could probably live to your 99 and still talk about it, to be honest with you. Which reminds me, just quickly, I think they were showing Rudy Giuliano's whatever his mugshot today.
Giuliani.
Um, yeah, yeah.
Okay, see it.
Yeah, I just happened to see it or something like that. Anyways, so the next topic, moving on. Um, but anyways, on this one, again, that's just my personal opinion. If someone believes that they deserve this lifestyle, and stuff like that in a maximum security prison with brand name labeling, so be it, right? Um, I don't really think it should be brand name labeling. Uh, yeah, I'm just wearing my Gucci's today. I don't know. It just seems so off spectrum to what maximum prison is supposed to be. But anyways, um, next we'll talk about, I guess, Brian Koberger. You know, so go ahead, Adam. You talk about that one. It's not much,
Um,
but
yeah, I mean, there's really not much other than he waived his right to a speedy trial, which has created now an indefinite delay in the trial date. So I'm sure they'll have to have another hearing where they'll set a new trial date. But as of now, the October trial is been indefinitely
yeah,
postponed.
didn't see
And
that coming, did we?
yeah, I would say that, and it was not surprising.
No. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. The judicial system does piss me off. If you ask for a speedy trial, dude, stick with it, okay? You shouldn't be allowed to just keep changing your mind. It's just a bunch of games. That's what ticks me off.
Well,
Years and years of games.
well, and the reason that people will a lot of times wait, and I'm hypothesizing, what I or
Yeah.
what I assume, but a lot of times why I think people will wait is because if as long as they wait to waive their right to the speedy trial,
Yeah.
um, it creates more of an urgency for the state to produce discovery material.
Right.
So it then gives the defense a much longer time to build their defense.
Yeah.
If
It's
they
just
if
a
they do it right
game.
off the bat, then the state doesn't have to bring about the
Yeah.
discovery quite as quick. But if there's this 6 month um, deadline looming,
Yeah.
the state's going to have to turn over all of that material much quicker.
Well, to be honest with you, when they asked for a speedy trial from the get go, I knew that that was going to be a joke, right? Like, meaning, I don't know, it's just one of those things that I just felt like, yeah, sure, going to have a speedy trial. Because I guess it's just for me, I never believe a date until it actually happens because there's so many different motions, so much little twisting of stuff and those little things that they do. And it pisses me off because it's like it just victimizes the victims and the victims' families even more so, but that's the judicial system. Well, I think the judicial system is a crock of crap out there and it needs to be fixed. because there's nothing like victimizing the victims. It's kind of like, you know, when you have your car broken into and stuff like that, and then you have to pay the deductible because someone else broke into your vehicle. You know, it's things like that that really bug me. And so you have to go through all this rigmarole because some little a-hole decided that they were going to break into your car, steal stuff from your home and stuff like that. Just gets my goat, you know? You know, the world's not fair. My dad would always tell me that, my stepdad, from when I was young. Life's not fair. No, it's not. And that's why I get riled up, because I just think everything should be fair. I know it's not going to happen in my lifetime or anybody else's lifetime, to be honest with you. I don't care how many lifetimes go by. The world's always going to be unbalanced. Whether it's good people, bad people, what's right and wrong and stuff like that. It's just one of my pet peeves all my life. You know, just be fair. And I feel like how long try, like look at that one that we played from Famously Unfamous, right? 12 years. And they're still not even decided about those tapes. You know, you got them trying to cover up the tapes so that they don't get exposed 12 years later in the court system. At what point does that become an absolute joke, eh?
Right.
Naughty, naughty, naughty. Yeah. And so, yeah, let's see here. I don't know. Is there anything else that you've come across that you wanted to talk about, Adam? Like for anything quickly about?
No, not really.
Oh, see? Nope. All right. So I'm just going to play the video. It's about 11 minutes long. It's a video that I posted the other day about the ex-chief police being arrested. And then after that is when Harvey Levin or Levin, whatever, had said that they had information. So just going to play that again, just to brush us back up. And yeah, do I seem feisty? Like I got Lucy Letby thing irked me today, but I'm over it. Okay, Lucy, I forgive you for living that lifestyle because it's not your fault that you get to live in there. Okay, so let me just find it up close and personal. Share screen. No, I don't want to share screen. Yeah, I want to share screen. Let's see here. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm talking this at the beginning. Probably, but anyway, suffer. Listen to it.
To live now from Fox, I'm Jeanne Francine. Right now, I want to get to one of our top stories we've been following for some time now. Obviously, we're talking about on your screen, you see the video, those Gilgo Beach murders. Now, the accusations against Rex Heuermann continue to pile up, and many wondering this morning how all of this happened going unnoticed. Joining me now to talk about this is Harvey Levin, TMZ producer, as well as an attorney. Harvey, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. That's the question we all want to know. How did this go undetected for so long?
Well, it was deliberately undetected by the police chief at the time, who did not want a spotlight put on at least 7 dead sex workers in his jurisdiction on Gilgo Beach. And the reason is he was frequenting prostitutes himself, a lot of them, and he did not want that spotlight put there. And he did everything he could to thwart the investigation. He squeezed the FBI out. It got so absurd that we interviewed a former detective who said at one point he wanted to send cadaver dogs to Gilgo Beach, and the police chief said, no, we're not going to do that. They don't like working during the winter. And the detective said, what are they, lifeguards? They only work during the summer? And the chief said, nope, we're not gonna send them. And meanwhile, the body's decomposed, evidence was lost. He squeezed the FBI out. He did everything he could so that this serial killer was not apprehended. And they had evidence as early as 2011 that would have led them right to Rex Heuermann's doorstep. And we have the goods on this. We interview people who talked to the cops and gave them that information.
And Harvey, that's one of the great things about this special. We have the title on our screen, Gilgo Beach Serial Murders, The Missed Warning Signs. To think that this guy was still going through society day to day after allegedly murdering people. He was a husband, he had a family. I mean, it's almost surreal to think about.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he did lead allegedly parallel lives. But I will say this, that we talked to a number of people who were saying it is naive to think that these murders stopped in 2011, that people who are serial killers will kill again. And maybe they wait for a while, but there's almost a wiring where it builds and builds and builds and needs to be released. So the idea that in the 12 years that this could have been solved but wasn't, that there were no victims, additional victims, is just wrong.
And hopefully from this, that people watch this weekend, they will be able to understand that there are several other unsolved murders that are going on. And hopefully detectives and people can pick apart the facts so that this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're looking in Las Vegas where Rex Heuermann had a timeshare. They're looking in South Carolina where he also owned property. The idea that it's just limited to Gilgo Beach, if indeed he is the serial killer, again, people are not buying that. People that we spoke to on this documentary, which, by the way, airs Sunday night at 9 o'clock on Fox 8 Central.
You just answered my next question. Do you all think this will be a one and done, or from this, after it airs, you all plan to do more coverage on this?
Oh, I mean, we've been covering this on all our TMZ platforms. And, you know, Rex Heuermann is now in custody. He's been charged with 3 murders. He's the prime suspect in a 4th. We will see if they add more to them. But yeah, I mean, this is a national story.
Harvey, thank you so much. A pleasure having you on Live Now from Fox. Is there anything that you'd like to add as to what people can expect from watching this, or maybe any aha moments people will get from watching this?
Well, all I will tell you is that we interview a woman who had dinner with him in 2015. And by the end of that dinner, she knew he was the Gilgo Beach serial murderer and told a lot of people in the ensuing 7 years. So you will hear from her. It's pretty shocking, the story.
Well, Harvey, again, thank you so much for joining us. I will definitely be tuning in, and hopefully I can get back with you the following week so we can follow up. I will be tuned in on the edge of my seat because, as you said, all of this is ever developing, and the fact that it went unsolved and uncovered for so long is honestly mind-boggling. Harvey Levin with TMZ, yep. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Right? Yeah. And that he seemed normal at first when he said all of that, but like, you know, when someone's real big and they kind of like use their weight to seem somewhat intimidating. Yeah. That's like kind of the vibe he gave off from the beginning.
So you met him at a restaurant, right?
Yeah, the steam.
All right, so now tell me, because now start telling me what the clues were for you that like when you sat down, because you said he was talking about true crime and specifically the Gilgo Beach stuff.
Yeah, so when we sat down, like it was basic talk, all normal stuff, seemed normal. And then he was like, oh, are you a true crime buff? And I am, I'm not gonna lie. So we got on that subject and we talked about like certain serial killers and little things. And I said, well, have you heard of the Gilgo Beach murders? And I said, yeah, everybody from Long Island has, we're all following that case. And then he started like talking about it and he tried to say like, you know, he and hypotheticals and like what he thought. But it was the way that he was saying it didn't seem like a true crime fan who just wanted to talk about it.
Help me understand. Like, what were you picking up?
Like his.
Hey, Adam. I was playing the wrong video. Yeah. I meant to play this one. Here. 8 minutes. So that's why I'm stopping that one, because it's about the same amount of time. Adam. Okay, this one. So, wow. I mean, just wow. What else can we expect from the Gilgo Beach case? So the chief, James Burke, that was handling the investigation of the Gilgo Beach is now being charged yet again talking about the corruption that was going on during his reign while he was in power, and who knows who else was in with corruption. But all I'm going to say is, seems like there's a twist and turn going on every time you turn around with this case. So if you guys remember, I put out a video that Harvey Levin was doing on an interview with News Nation. Now, in that interview, I'm going to play it for you in just a second. He was basically saying that, hey, they got proof and they got information that the chief is just corrupt. And I think this, yeah, I don't even want to listen to my own voice. Let's just get over to, okay, we're not going to play Harley Levin part. We're going to go right to this dude here.
Police chief accused of derailing the high-profile Gilgo Beach murders investigation is facing a growing rap sheet tonight. James Burke inherited the Gilgo Beach case when he became chief of Suffolk County Police in 2012. He resigned 3 years later, just before he was arrested for beating a suspect in police custody and then covering it up. An attorney for some of the Gilgo Beach victims says Burke blocked the FBI from the case during his tenure to cover up his own wrongdoings. And now he is facing new charges for allegedly soliciting a sex worker at a public park in Long Island. News Nation's Sloan Glass is live for us tonight with all of these wild new developments. Sloan?
Brian, Burke's latest arrest will only add to the criticism that Suffolk County has faced for their handling of the Gilgo Beach murder investigation. For over a decade, the serial murders went relatively cold, and many blame former Chief of Police James Burke. He once ruled the county, and now they are the same county that have put him in handcuffs again. Suffolk County officials tell us Burke is charged with offering a sex act, public lewdness, indecent exposure, and criminal solicitation, with additional potential charges pending. Burke was allegedly soliciting sex this morning from a male undercover park ranger near a Vietnam War memorial.
Was he attempting to get out of being arrested?
Yes, he was.
Could you describe that?
Well, he was expressing to us how this would, be a public humiliation for him and such.
While serving as a sergeant in the 90s, Burke was under investigation after he was caught sleeping with a sex worker in his police car while on duty. Years later, Burke was appointed chief of police. Burke led the Suffolk County Police Department, one of the nation's largest police forces, between 2012 and 2015. His tenure as police chief began several months after the bodies were initially found on Gilgo Beach. Then, in 2016, Burke was convicted of battering a suspect and attempting to cover up his actions after a thief had broken into the police chief's car and stolen a duffel bag containing porn and sex toys. Now, Burke's been arrested again, accused by park rangers of soliciting a male undercover park ranger. Burke was also accused of keeping the FBI out of the Gilgo Beach investigation. Last month, nearly 13 years after the first bodies were found, Rex Heuermann was arrested and charged with murder in the deaths of 3 of the women dumped near Ocean Parkway. Attorney John Ray, who represents the families of Gilgo Beach victims, Jessica Taylor and Shannon Gilbert, had this to say on Burke's arrest. I have stated publicly several times that Burke has a perversion where he would dress up as a woman having sex and smoking crack. This arrest confirmed everything I said about this pervert, and he was in charge of the entire investigation of Oak Beach and Gilgo Beach, and that says it all. He definitely played a direct role in suppressing the investigation of Gilgo Beach and Oak Beach. The ex-chief of police allegedly told officials as he was being arrested, as an attempt to get out of arrest, quote, "Do you know who I am?" Brian.
Wow. I mean, this story has so many twists and turns. I don't think anybody saw this development coming quite like this. Sloan Glass, thank you so much.
Thanks so.
Okay. Ugh. Adam, what do you think about that?
Wow. I mean, talk about a dirty bird.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure his face. Let me find his face.
I saw that I saw Michelle O talking about the male victim in the Gigolo Beach. That you know
Yeah.
that still no one's been accounted for being the perpetrator for. But I think I think this might be more of a coincidence as far as the police chief also just being into male sex workers. But because I mean, if you remember, Rex Heuermann's search history did include like small
Asian.
Asian male or something. I can't remember the exact
Little,
phrase.
yeah, Asian Twinkie boy or something.
Yeah, Asian twink or something.
Yeah. It's, it always porn, sex toys.
Yeah,
Dressing up.
doing the deed in the police car.
Maybe he was with Rex Heuermann in on it. Well, you can tell right away though that obviously if they investigated that, then he would get investigated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then have
I don't think there's any ties to the actual.
Besides, he's trying to hide all his,
Yes.
behaviors and disgusting behaviors, and I mean, like this really though, like I said, obviously stop the Gilgo Beach case from moving forward, and kind of like Harvey Levin said, like when he said like they have proof that this could have been solved back then, but because of his actions, James Burke there, that's what's prevented this case from coming or to being probably solved a long time ago. I believe that to be true. Uh, I don't know. It's just, I just feel like, when you just feel like, oh, well, what's going to happen next? Like, what else? What else? What else is going to happen there? And then to know that they're digging up the BTK's thing as well. There's a couple more. I think there's just a couple more minute videos here.
Yeah, because I had not seen that, so I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, right. So I'm just gonna go to this one right now because it says daughter of missing South Carolina mom believes, can you guys see that on the screen? Let me just make sure. Okay. Um, believes she was last seen with Gilgo suspects Rex Heuermann. So it's just it's only 38 seconds, but it says the family and friends of missing South Carolina woman reportedly fear she was last suspected Long Island serial killer Rex Heuermann, SK, sorry. A possibility being, well, I'm telling you, if YouTube let my other video go green, I was like, thank you. So yet I can't post a video of Rachel Morin suspect video, which is way far more innocent. And that one goes yellow. Like, give me a break. And it was like, so Julie Ann Bean's daughter immediately recognized Heuermann, 59, when shown a photo of the suspected killer who owns a home in Palmetto State. Family friend Heidi Kovis told The Sun, I have chills. I've seen him. Anyways, let's listen to the 38-second clip for this one.
Recently told the daughter of missing Julia Ann Bean to Google a photo of Rex Heuermann.
She knew him right away. She recognized him right away. She said that was the last person she ever saw with her mom.
I mean, I personally believe that there's more to come for sure. With regards to Rex Heuermann, it's going to take time. It's simply like, again, because of Mr. Corrupt ex-chief there, it's going to take time. Kind of like Delphi took time. This is going to take time. And this is going to be ongoing, I'm sure, for quite a long time. But let's quickly go over to this one as well. So I think I got to hit play, or one sec. Why is it doing that? Okay. Let's watch this. one second there. I gotta find one. I didn't know that wanted to be as famous as Ted Bundy, eh? So what is it? So he wants to be as famous as Ted Bundy, and Brian Koberger probably wanted to be right
As
up there with
famous as
Ted
him.
Bundy, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, or him, and or you know, and it's like there was a book written or something like that, you know.
Right.
Now, one second here. So it says investigators from the Oklahoma Sheriff's Department office were digging on the former site of Dennis Rader's home in Park City on Tuesday. So it says that I'm not sure how to say it. Osage County Sheriff's Office is continuing to following leads in unsolved missing persons and murder cases, possibly related to BTK. Upton told an Eagle reporter late Tuesday afternoon the investigation is ongoing at this time and still have investigators out in the field. At the site where the home once stood in a Park City neighborhood, now an empty field, where two concrete blocks set aside to allow investigators to dig, an Eagle reporter scene described. Okay, so that's, I guess, where they're digging here. And it says Park City Police Department and Kansas Bureau of Investigation agents were at the site Tuesday upon Upton, did not specify what they were looking for. Investigating some leads that took us to this location. I can't comment any further. Radar was, obviously an SK who terrorized Wichita from 1974 to 1991, gave himself the nickname BTK, which we just said. He was sentenced August 17, 2005 on 10 convictions of homicide. Oh, yeah. You know? I don't know, I feel dirty almost talking about these people. It's
Oh, I
so,
know.
like, honestly, I want to, like, scratch my skin or something, just even looking at the guy's face. Ugh. CJK, I live 25 miles. I'm going to go drive by there tomorrow. Yeah. I bet the police chief, I bet the chief police was into a lot of sketch. Oh, yeah, right. You know it. And that town's elite. Echelons? I've never seen that word before.
Higher
Echelons?
ups, like like
Yeah.
notable people.
Yeah. Just never heard that word before, actually. Never seen it. First time it crossed my path. I hope he takes a deal and spills everything he knows about those on the Gilbert call. Well, that would be nice.
Right.
It'd be nice if all the people that truly did something would confess properly, right? And let the innocent people out of prison that are in there. Yeah, the city bought Hid House. Hey, just quickly, which reminds me, apparently the Flora House is going to be taken down as well.
I remember hearing
Oh,
that like several months
yeah.
ago.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I think, you know, I think it's just a reminder of bad, evil things that happened in a sense. Kind of
Right.
like I have no problem with the,
Idaho.
the Idaho coming down, because every time someone walks by it, it's just a reminder of just evilness that went on there. And you know what I mean? You just can't help but look at those places and be
Right.
reminded, kind of like the Flora fires and stuff like that.
Well, and at times they can become kind of memorialized in a negative way, where people go to see them because they were so interested in the case, or kind of like the Amityville house in New York.
Mm.
Like that's one that people still go to see what happened there.
Oh, yeah. Remember watching that as a kid. When you're a kid, it's freaky. Hey, so Charmaine says that they found pantyhose during the dig today.
I had
Somebody
not
else.
heard that.
Yeah. Let's see here. But just quickly before I go on, Charmaine. Charmaine, my thing ended up coming today, my microphone and the
Oh,
sound thing, but I didn't get, like, meaning my husband had already left work because they kept changing the time of delivery. So I shall be getting it tomorrow instead. So I just want to say there's a couple things here. Charmaine was kind enough to. I had a microphone on the coffee app, and I had this microphone. I didn't end up getting it because so it was for the birthday, my birthday. So Charmaine put the $80. I think the thing was 90 because somebody else had put 10 on there from a couple months prior, and then Charmaine completed it on the birthday. Yeah, and so I remember showing it to my husband, and then my husband's like, and it was the rainbow kind of one, but with the arm to it, whatever, kind of like your color, right? And then my husband's like, well, I don't get it. Why would you want just a shitty microphone? It's no better than what you have there, and type of thing. And so then I'm like, oh, but I kept staring at it. And then because he said that, I kind of just kept staring. I would go back to it. And then when you start looking and then you get confused, and so then, so I did that a few times and with sometimes forgetting totally about it because after my husband's comment, I was like, oh, well, okay. And then the more I looked at it, the more I was like, I don't know. I don't know which one I want anymore. And so, anyways, so then there was one it's not with the arm, but it's stand-up mic, but it has like a soundboard thing, when you got those cheesy cheers and applause and different things, like kind of like those little fun things to hit. I was like, I'll take that. And so it was like, I think it was like $95, whatever. So I want to say a special thank you to Charmaine, who was kind enough to do that because, well, like I said, I was in really no position to spend no $100 on no microphone or whatever. So it was, even though I was looking at the colored one, I'm attracted to color, rainbow especially. And so I just threw it up there, not really expecting much off the coffee app. And then this all of a sudden on the birthday, it's like, your microphone has been completed or whatever. And so I want to say a special thank you to that. And Charmaine did a beautiful thing for Sharon Parker. Sharon Parker wanted the Abby and Libby blanket for a while. Totally different ballpark, even though Charmaine is in Canada. But like I said, I'm not really in a position to sit there and spend like $100 in shipping and stuff like that or whatever it totally cost her. But so this one day, we were talking about it in the live, and then Charmaine sent a nice message saying, let me do something nice for Sharon Parker and buy her that blanket. So if you could get her address. So I did. And it was one of those things that I wanted Charmaine to get the full kudos, because even when Sharon messaged today, she's like, but I kind of think that you had something to do with it. And I was like, no, besides me calling it out on a live, it was totally 100% Charmaine that sent me the message saying, look, I like to put a smile on people's faces. Let me get Sharon that blanket of Abby and Libby. So she got it. I think it was today. Sorry, Sharon, if I'm getting this wrong. My days run into each other. So she got it today. And Charmaine took a great picture of her Ice Queen pullover, which looks so comfy. And that's from the merch site, guys. The merch site link, by the way, is in the description of every video. If anyone ever wants to go check it out. There's the Abby and Libby line. There's the hashtag line, different things. I made a Halloween one for Mustang here. Because she wanted a Halloween one. So she sent me a picture. Then of course I take that picture and then I twist it into a better design, in a sense, meaning she sent me the basic of a Halloween kind of skull, kind of like a candy skull. But anyways, so she sent me a couple of pictures of her, like I said, Ice Queen hoodie, and the lady looks so great. And so I thank you so much. My heart is filled with so much love when people do, like, whether they purchase items and that for other people like you did, or for ourselves, or you buy us coffees, or whether somebody sits there and does these acts of kindness by purchasing like memberships for people. I love things like that when like Charmaine says, it might sound cheesy to some people, but my greatest joy in life is when you can put a smile on somebody else's face, even if it meant lots of times in my life where I didn't have the money to do so, but I still did it anyway because it just made my day. Because it was like, well, I don't need, like, I'm not a fluffy, girly person that needs all this stuff. I'm not materialistic by no means, you know. I will always look after somebody else, usually before myself. So I do find it quite embarrassing but loving at the same time when people do special things for us, and that, like Callie sending the Christmas stuff, or Charmaine sending you chips and different things, or there was oh god, what, her name's on the top of my head, starts with V. Veronica had sent me something from England, a few things from England last year. I think not last year, but the year before, or last year, but the Christmas before. I don't know. Either way, Veronica Seddon, that was it, and she sent me like just a bunch of wonderful little bracelets and that lipstick necklace and stuff like that. So I have to sit here and take time to appreciate, like I said, you know, Dab when she donates to us, you know, on the channel and stuff like that. All those, anyone that has done stuff like that, I just want to say thank you guys. I really do love caring individuals. It means the most to me. As you guys know, that I don't really put up with people's crap and trolls and stuff like that, because I prefer any day to have the quality of good individuals versus the ignorant ones. I know I'm personally not this grifter. I don't care whatever people want to deem that term. I don't give a crap, to be honest with you. I just think that in my life, I take money out of my pocket and to help people. I've always done that stuff. And I just think it's so heartwarming when people give back and do things for other people. So bless all of you. But I really want to say a big bless you to Charmaine and Mustang too. Mustang, she sometimes donates, and it's like, I know Mustang really can't afford it, you know, and or to become a member and stuff like that. And it's just like, but I know, I understand that because I'm the same way, you know. So thank you so much, you guys, for being loving and caring. Thank you. And thank you again to Charmaine for Sharon Parker getting that blanket. You know, I have the same blanket because Callie sent me that blanket. And again, it just feels like a little piece of Abby and Libby are with you, you know, just something that has Abby and Libby's name on it. Anyways, thank you guys. I'm blushing already. Okay, stop. Okay. So let's see here. I just want to see what Charmaine said. I appreciate the kudos, but it's really something that makes me happy. Absolutely, Charmaine. And that's why, you know, you probably come here, and I appreciate you. Again, I'm Canadian thing. I don't know. Canadian thing. My life revolves around work. So these lives and community gives me a good place to be away with the BS of life. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I feel like online I can have my cake and eat it too. I can, you know, be at home, even though I know it's still hard pressure on my husband, but I can be at home, do things that I love creating, to do, and do things and hang out with people. And it's like I said, so there's lots of times too, like I offered to do a video for somebody if they want a special tribute video to a family member, something like that. Like I said, I mean, I just love acts of kindness. You know, it's one of my favorite things to watch. There's this guy that I keep seeing on the reels. I think his name is Just Nate. I love watching his giving nature. So anyways, beautiful heart, Miss Charmaine. That's the podcast I'm going to go on without you. John Bonet.
Okay.
Yeah. Your divorce letter's in the mail. No, just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So, let's see here. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that was really it. See? I'm a little drunk and I need you now.
Helen Pittman super chat, $4 Thank you.
There's that Aussie money again. Yeah. Helen's slowly breaking her bank on us each live. Yeah. Thank you, Helen. Although I'm so used to seeing like I say Mimi. I know it's not Mimi, but it's Meme Helen. But yeah, but again, and if anyone ever has the ability to, like I said, purchase other people memberships, I've had some memberships given to me. Like one was for Famously Unfamous, um, another was, I believe, uh, shoot, what did I don't know. There was another one as well, and I was like, oh, what? I don't even remember being in the live that moment, but apparently I got one. I don't know. Like it was weird because I remember on Famously Unfamous, I was like, but I thought you had to be in the live to get it, but yet it gave one. So I don't know. I was confused by that. Um, anyways, regardless, I like the different ways. I do like the different ways that YouTube, makes it available for creators. It does help out. It helps out pay for all the programs. You like I said, unless you're like a high level creator in a sense, that has tons and tons of views going on your videos, those people are probably having a pretty sweet life from the YouTube ad revenues. Um, but all I know is, I know right now, maybe 10 years from now, it will change. It's probably about 10 cents an hour if I was to break it down. It's like there's like on the Lucy Letby one today, I have like four videos in my head that I'm just like, but they have to be separate because they're like separate kind of topics or whatever. I'm not into ones like John. He does like 2 hour ones. I Last time I did a 2 hour one, like an actual video, I don't even know if it was Delphi. I think it was Delphi. I don't know. Um, I kind of like the 15 to 20-minute videos or the 10-minute to 20-minute videos in there. Those I can handle. Or a series. Yeah, I don't, but John says that it's good for the channel when you do longer ones too, for the retention or I don't know, whatever. I don't know much about that stuff. Anyways, uh, again, this was just really a YOLO live. So if there's anything that anyone wants to say about whatever, you have 10 minutes to do so, and then we're going to head off here. It was just really about hanging with you guys a little bit, um, being
I know
kind of
that I know that I know we haven't talked about Delphi very much lately.
right.
I'm sure some stuff will be coming up. I know there are a lot of rumors and everything going on around the case right now, and stuff. And once something can be confirmed to be true, we'll of course
Yeah.
tell you about it. But in the meanwhile, um, Tom Webster is doing a live tomorrow evening. I don't know the time exactly, but it's already scheduled on his channel.
Oh, is he?
And we love Tom, so if
Sometimes.
you're around tomorrow night, go check out Tom Webster's live stream. I'm sure
Yeah.
it'll be somewhere between 2 to 6 hours long, and you can tell him I sent you.
Oh, your face froze for a sec. Did you know that you got three chins sometimes? It's okay. I got five. Um, so he's doing it on Delphi, you said?
Yeah.
Hmm. I was good. It's funny that you said that because I was just thinking that myself today. I was like, we're gonna have to do a Delphi live soon. We haven't done one in a while. You know, I know that there's nothing new. Like there's nothing going on. Um, it's just stuff that's out there, um, that people are still talking about. So I don't know if it's there's nothing new. But it's like I'm sitting there going, "Oh, I'm feeling badly because we haven't done a Delphi one in a while." But yet, it's so hard it's so hard for me and Adam to force ourselves to do something that's not in our heart. Like Delphi case is in our heart, but just not to do a video but then there's times that you do want to do a video even though you know that there's nothing new, but it's just to talk about it because people like to talk about Delphi and stuff regardless. So it's just kind of like I was just thinking about the same thing today actually, Adam, so that's why when you said that I'm like, I was just literally thinking about that this morning. But I'm glad Tom's doing one tomorrow.
And you know, and he's always going to bring factual, good information. So, like I said, definitely tune in to Tom.
You know, yeah. And just quickly, because I was going to do a video on that and I totally forgot. Was the mushroom dinner woman from Australia. That's the one. Okay, that lady's full of BS. Okay, like my gut says she's full of BS. This is the one where the mushrooms, um, right? You know how when you, okay, she says that she got the mushrooms from a store, but of course she doesn't remember what store. Go figure. Not only that, but she literally takes the blender thing or whatever the thing is and takes it to the dump, like right the next day. Well, I don't know. Shocker, guilty. Like there's not even an if and or but. The minute you took that thing to the freaking dump, you know what I mean? You just basically showed how guilty you were. Okay? If I didn't know that, I could say, oh well, maybe, maybe like I would never, but come on now. Guilty. Guilty. My court, guilty. But it's like these people that keep playing dumb, and look at what happened even with the Microsoft Jared guy, right? The ex-wife and her husband were convicted of the first degree murders of Jared, that Microsoft exec that was killed, and they had three children. And she actually did an interview. She actually, no, I never, no, shut up, okay. Anyways, so I mean, obviously, a lot of people would go to the ex girlfriend as the one, like sleuths would normally do that. But yeah, so good fight. Enjoy your prison sentences as well, because, like I said, people, I just. I don't get it. I don't get it how people think that they're just so darn smart. You know what? We'll just roll a tire wheel out and, we're going to, and that somehow that's not going to attach back to her at some point. I don't know. I know that some people get away with it because of, whether it's because of shitty investigative work or they're just damn ass lucky and stuff like that. But it just, and I still, the fact, all I even think about, hold on, actually, I take that back. If I'm looking at the room that Lucy Letby has, I don't know, you know, teetering over there. The only thing I wouldn't like is that, I just I just would miss my freedom so much, actually the ability. I was watching one of the prison shows, and then the girls like out there going, you know, yeah, you can see the highway there and everyone's just going about their day. And I'm like, yeah, sucks to be you for doing your crime and why you're in prison, because that's just it. I would never want to risk my freedom to even think to attempt for anything to put me in the jail. Like just the thought of being controlled and have to be with other freaking females and that have, bad attitudes and nice attitudes. Ugh. Just like, ugh. I'd want to probably be put in solitary confinement. I just wouldn't want to have to deal with that. But like these,
Right.
yeah, she did the whole fake crying. Yeah. Has anyone heard about Timothy Haslett? Spelling possibly.
I've heard the name.
No, I don't. On a YouTube, Timothy Haslett. Has anyone heard? Yeah. I'll take a look at it. I honestly, actually, at the moment, I totally always keep feeling overwhelmed, because I just feel like I got all these different things in these different places, and I totally forgot about the mushroom one, just because I have so many other things that are going on that I'm just like, because it's just like I'm not a well balanced person. Like really, when I get focused on something, I'm more focused on that. I'm like a one person focuser most of my life. I'm trying to be a little bit more balanced, but it's kind of like when I dive into something, it's like I dive into it, and now I found myself going, John Bonet, you know, Lucy Letby, and then there's other ones too, right? You got Delphi always in the back of your head. You got Kohlberger stuff. You got this stuff, and then Rachel Morin stuff. And
Right.
let me
I'm
know.
pretty into the Rachel Morin case right now. And they're just, I really thought there was going to be more information pretty quickly after that video came out from LA. And there's been pretty
Yes,
much nothing.
coming.
It's been how many days now? 5 days?
Yeah.
6 days?
I was I was a little bit more hopeful. And Charmaine, yeah, people can mention other channels on here. I mean, there's a few channels that we don't like, more or less to do with Delphi. I don't care. We don't care. You know, like if you want to say a channel's name, go right ahead. We don't play those stupid games of you can't say this channel. Like, I mean, there's a couple scumbag channels we don't really like to see, but at the end of the day, is it gonna ruin my day or anybody's day from seeing it? No. Like a lot of people talk about the Eye of a Sophius and stuff like that. We don't necessarily agree with that channel whatsoever. But there's a lot of people that do watch it, so by all means. I'm just not into that petty stuff of you can't say this channel's name or you can't, but I know that in a lot of other channels, like they stop you. I want everyone just to feel like they can, as long as they're being nice about everything, and respectful. I just want everyone to feel like they can pretty much say what they want, talk, if they want to drop a channel's name, the type of thing, go right ahead. There's no muss, no fuss about that stuff really over here. Especially when you guys talk about this channel. That one actually offends me. If you guys don't bring this one up. Oh, another troll right here. This channel too. Troll. I yeah, it's a weird channel. Okay, it was Hidden True Crime. Oh, okay, Hidden True Crime. Great coverage on the Haslett case. I know that channel, Hidden True Crime. Who is that? It's like I know the name. Is that the one with the guy and the girl? I'm trying to. Let me just quickly see here. Hidden True Crime. Okay, hold on. Maybe not. 110. Oh, yeah, it is them. Yeah. I think it's these guys. Right? One sec. Yeah, these guys right here. I've watched some of their stuff here and there.
Okay.
Good, nice people. Seems like, So I think that's the channel you're talking about. 110 subscribers. Oops, that's not it. Timothy Haslett is the case about kidnapping. I don't know. Like I said, I'll look into it. Charmaine, with my old age, that I'll have to try to remember to watch that tonight. Timothy Haslett. Okay. Adam, remember that name for when I message you later going, what was that name again?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's just hold on. Let's just bring up can we do that here? Timothy Haslett. Hidden True Crime. Okay. Let's just see here. I want to see what Timothy Haslett looks like. Do they show him?
Can everybody hear me?
No. Okay, do they show him there? Okay, let me go to a picture. Hold on. Timothy Haslett. Okay. Let me just look for images. Okay, so it is that guy. So, okay. I don't know why I had it in my head that it was a young person. So it's the gentleman up there.
Yeah.
Like up here. Okay. his face looks familiar, so I might have heard of it. Oh, well, we're just about to walk out on you there, Mark. The scruff
Hey,
the
Mark.
mugshot. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I came across that at some point.
Right. Hey,
When
Mark.
did
I was just reading your notebook today, so thank you
oh
again.
yeah, yeah. The kitty cats still have their sticks. They honestly really didn't like the sticks, not even gonna lie. I still have like I if I break it down for them, like as sticks, they don't like it. But if I break it down for them, they like it better that way. Because I was just figuring, it's like giving a dog a bone, but you give them that stick. But anyways, because one of the cats likes the catnip stuff more than the other one. But I mean, it's almost like a branch is what they feel like when you get them. They're quite hard. So they probably get bored of the stick because it's just probably harder to break. So I find if I break it up for them, air fryer bending still crosses my mind every once in a while. I still laugh about that because I know we were eating just quickly. We were eating. We had just done a grocery run the day before, and I was at my sister's house on Sunday, and my husband and I were supposed to go to IGA to grab a couple things that we forgot from the day before. And then husband's like, so you want chicken for dinner? I'm like, what are you talking about? We just bought groceries. And he's like, Church's chicken. I think no, is it Church's chicken? One of them. Anyways, so I was just like, come on, husband. Like, seriously, we just bought groceries. But anyways, funny story quickly. So my sister says, oh, Popeyes, that's what it was. Popeyes chicken. Okay. So, anyways, so my twin says, hey, there's a Popeyes just down the road. So I said, so I'm talking to my husband at the same time, and I'm like, hey, honey, do you know that there's a Popeyes that's just right over here, like just a couple blocks away? And he's like, oh no, shit, I didn't. So he ordered it, what he thought was from that Popeyes. So parked, they go in. Ryan comes out, grabs his phone, goes back in. They come out with no chicken in their hand. I'm like, what? And then he's like, British, stubborn British. I know I ordered it from this one and blah, 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 blah. Apparently I ordered it from the other one, but I know I didn't, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we had to go all the way down into Langley, another 15 minutes away. By that time, getting colder by the minute there. But anyways, so that sucked. But anyway, so I'm in this little deal thing he bought. It had the burgers, and I swear to God, it was the fluffiest batter that I ever did taste. It was almost okay. Normally, when I have a chicken burger, sometimes it's like crunchy, the teeth are gonna break off crunchy. But this one was just, it was like you're eating it and you're like, this is fluff. And I said to my husband, I bet you any money they put their chicken in an air fryer. That was my story. A long way around, but that was my story.
Bye, Helen.
Bye, Helen. We're going to Helen. Anyways. Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna end off with that story. Enjoy the grandbabies, Helen. Again, thank you to everyone. Thank you, Helen, for the $4 sticker there. And thank you, of course, Charmaine, for everything that you do. Too much to say. Callie girl. Mark, thank you for the notebook for him and the catnip sticks that you had given to Montana and Bambi. At least it wasn't food dehydrated. Right. That's what it was. A food. What isn't that what the mushrooms? The thing that she got rid of it in.
I think
the
so.
mushroom
Yeah.
lady. Yeah, it was like food processor. I think it was. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much. And we'll see you on Friday. Don't know what case we're covering for Friday. We'll see what happens. Other than that, yeah, have a great night, guys. Is that it? That's all you're going to give them? Well, you know what? Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Since Lacey's not here, who are you going to spend?
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Yeah. Take care, guys. This is Sunny Justice and Aspen Connor from It's a Crime and Shame, wishing you all a good night.